I'm Daniza Lopez, bringing today's burning issues and the hottest news here on Newsforce. Here are today's headlines. President Marcos Jr. signs Maharlika Investment Act of 2023, paving way for Philippine economic development. DOH cautions public against circulating false information on diabetes cure. Senator Grace Poe expresses dismay over vehicle plates backlog. LTFRB conducts transport consultation to bus operators. BOC nabs 240 million pesos products replicating various branded goods. Gilas Pilipinas girls qualifies to FIBA Asia Cups 2025. Fair and balanced news, comprehensive reports that will take you to the heart of the action. This is Newsforce. For today's top story, the Maharlika Investment Fund received presidential approval on this day, July 18, 2023, at Kalayaan Hall in Malacañang Palace. Here's a full report. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. officially approved the Philippines' first ever sovereign wealth fund, Maharlika Investment Fund, or MIF Act of 2023. MIF Act aims to efficiently manage and utilize the nation's financial resources to achieve the administration's economic objectives. Upon enacting the MIF Act, the administration is taking a step forward in its plan to establish the Maharlika Investments Corporation, or MIC. The MIC will be responsible for handling and using the MIF in money investments and make profits for the government. The corporation is going to start with an amount of 75 billion pesos for the country's long-term growth and development. For Golden Nation Network, this is Daniza Lopez. Moving on, the Department of Health, or DOH, released the latest number of new COVID-19 cases across the country, which dropped by 23% from July 10 to 16. 1,838 new cases were recorded in the recent week, and the average number of new cases per day this week stood at 277, down by 82 compared to 359 cases from July 3 to 9. Meanwhile, there were 26 recorded deaths during the past week. Since January 2020, 4,170,233 coronavirus disease cases and 66,510 fatalities have been reported in the entire country. Moreover, the DOH issued a public advisory regarding a post about a cure for diabetes that is currently being circulated around, which incorporates the name of Secretary Teodoro Herbosa in a made-up scenario and linked to disseminate misleading information. The DOH informed the public that both the department nor its personnel have made any such claim or scenario. In lieu thereof, the DOH advised everyone that maintaining healthy lifestyle habits, such as eating a balanced diet and exercising regularly, can help avoid non-communicable diseases and comorbidities, including heart disease and hypertension. The DOH urged the public to search information only from reliable platforms and legitimate sources such as the Health Department. The Land Transportation Office, or LTO, indicated that roughly 5,000 copies of driver's licenses cards would arrive prior to President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s second State of the Nation address. According to LTO Officer-in-Charge Assistant Secretary Hector Villacorta, the initial batch of license cards will be distributed to overseas Filipino workers and new drivers. Meantime, Villacorta added that the Land Transportation Management System portal now allows license holders to see their electronic copies of their documents. In a separate story, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, provided humanitarian assistance worth 1.5 million pesos to aid the 155 barangays affected by Habagat and Typhoon Dodong. The reliefs were distributed to barangays in Ilocos Region, Central Luzon, Mimaropa, Bicol Region, Western Visayas, and National Capital Region, where more than 19,000 families have been affected by the monsoon. Furthermore, the DSWD assured the affected residents that there will be enough stockpiles and standby funds that will be given to them. At the moment, almost 500 families were temporarily staying in 40 evacuation centers. In other news, the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology or BJMP reported a decrease in prison congestion by 358% compared to the previous rate of 387% last year. However, BJMP Chief Jail Director Ruel Rivera said that 329 of 479 jail facilities in the country are still overcrowded, where he added that there is still much work ahead to address the issue of prison congestion. On the other hand, Department of Interior and Local Government Secretary Ben-Hur Abalos Jr. stated that job opportunities to release prisons are being studied. For weather updates, a low-pressure area or LPA was monitored located at 810 kilometers east of northeastern Mindanao, while an impact of the southwest monsoon is seen on Luzon and Visayas. With this, cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms are expected over Caraga and Davao region caused by the trough of LPA. Zambales and Bataan will also experience cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms due to the southwest monsoon. Meanwhile, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms will be felt in Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Coming up next on Newsforce. DSWD to relaunch FFP supply in Albay Province. Dole grants salary for individuals affected by Mayon volcano eruption through to POD program. Senator Grace Poe expresses dismay over vehicle plates backlog. Stay tuned for more stories and reports when Newsforce returns. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. emphasized the importance of embracing digitalization in government agencies for technological transformation progress. Here's a full report. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. reiterated the significance of digitalization in ramping up the country's progress, urging citizens to embrace the transformative power of technology. President Marcos Jr. called on all government agencies and local government units to actively promote eGov Philippines Super App towards enhancing and modernizing government services through digital means. He emphasized the need for implementation of Executive Order No. 32 to expedite infrastructure projects in the telecommunications sector. The launch of the ELGU and the e-report systems is described by the President as a paradigm shift in government's interaction with the public and citizens' quick access to services and information. By partnering with Anti-Red Tape Authority, the ELGU system seeks to align with the government's efforts to curb criminality and be able to provide immediate assistance. For Golden Nation Network, this is Daniza Lopez. Senator Grace Poe expressed dismay over the ongoing shortage in vehicle plates and its lengthy queues in obtaining it. Senator Poe urged the Land Transportation Office to implement a catch-up plan in resolving the massive backlog of vehicle plates. Poe called for a prompt resolution to protect citizens and restore trust in the system as motorists spent their hard-earned money for the plates. Meantime, the House of Representatives will be under lockdown starting on Thursday, July 20, in anticipation of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr.'s State of the Nation Address or SONA next week. The House, which resides in Quezon City's Batasan complex, regularly hosts the President's yearly speech. The lockdown typically lasts 3 to 4 days for the 2023 SONA will take place on Monday, July 24. On to another report, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, will be relaunching the supply of family food packs in Albay provinces to provide for the families affected of Mayon volcano eruption. DSWD Bicol Regional Director Norman Laurios said that they also need to provide hygiene kits for the evacuees and clarified that the safety and food provision for the evacuees is their top priority. The agency also conducted site validation at the 6-kilometer permanent danger zone of the Mayon volcano to check if there are families going back to their houses. Furthermore, the Department of Labor and Employment, or DOLE, granted 3,650 pesos to each 748 individuals through their Tulong Panghanap Buhay sa Ating Disadvantaged or Displaced Workers program for completing 10-day work that includes gardening, food preparation, and temporary shelter maintenance. DOLE office in Albay vowed to continuously assist displaced workers by providing them opportunity to earn while contributing help to the community. With this, DOLE Albay Region Director Zenaida Campanita said that the agency will ensure the safety and security of the residents despite the Mayon volcano's unrest. On to another story, the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, or LTFRB, conducted a transport consultation event to address the complaints of the city and provincial bus operators yesterday at the LTO Central Office in Quezon City. The grievances include the rationalization plan, which bans the city and provincial buses to enter the pre-pandemic routes like EDSA, which caused a decline in their usual income. Moreover, bus operators also requested a special permit such as a 25% limitation for their issuance during special holidays, as well as in allowing them in replacing their units to realign their buses on appropriate routes based on their passengers' preferences. With this, LTFRB Chairperson Teofilo Guadis III vows to evaluate all the recommendations and concerns. The National Center for Mental Health, or NCMH, and the Philippine Coast Guard, or PCG, Commandant Admiral Artemio Abu inked a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, at the NCMH building in Mandaluyong City, Manila. The signing was attended by officials and officers of PCG and CMH officials along with medical and professional staff. The aforementioned MOU aims to improve the psychological and mental health of PCG personnel, their dependents, and the victims of accidents. Up next on Newsforce. Transport groups urge PBBM to resolve issues faced by transportation sectors. BOC nabs 240 million pesos products replicating various branded goods. Ogie Alcacid drops new EP titled Songs from Home. Stay tuned for more stories and reports when Newsforce returns. Leaders of various transportation groups urge President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to support their sectors on establishing programs that will boost transportation sector. Jade Buhay for the full details.
Transport groups like ACTO, ALTODAP, and PBOA raised their concern regarding the issues faced by the transportation sector, in which they urge President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to provide immediate response. With several issues faced by the transport groups, They expressed that the suspension of the Joint Administrative Order number 201401 is appropriate, since the Traffic Code of the Philippines already penalized illegal PUV drivers and operators when committing traffic violations. Further, the group also complained on the inability of Land Transportation Management System of Dermalog to connect Land Transportation Office to Land Transportation and Regulatory Franchising Board, since it is a clear violation of Anti-Red Tape Act and Ease of Doing Business Act. With this, the group urged the President to mandate local government units to limit the operation of electric tricycles or e-trike, particularly those that operate without legitimate franchises. For Golden Nation Network, this is Jade Buhoy.
The Bureau of Customs apprehended 2 containers of counterfeit goods containing replicated brands that violate the intellectual property rights regulation. Jade Buhoy is back for the full story.
The Bureau of Customs or BOC confiscated 2 large container shipments that contains counterfeit goods of international brand designs due to violation of intellectual property right regulation. According to BOC, the operation is in line with their initiatives of fighting against the infringement of intellectual property and protect the rights of legitimate businesses. Following this incident, BOC District Collector Carmelita Talusan issued consecutive pre-lodgement control orders after inspecting that the items were suspected of infringement. It was later revealed that there were 1,269 boxes of counterfeit products with an estimated value of 240 million pesos. Due to the violations on Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines, warrants of seizure and detention were issued against the subject shipments. For Golden Nation Network, this is Jade Buhoy.
On sports, the Gilas Pilipinas earned a spot in the 2025 FIBA Under-16 Women's Asian Championships after being promoted to Division A in the recent play at the Amman Jordan yesterday. Headed by the national team coach Patrick Aquino, the FIBA qualifier girls stand their opponent Iran with 83 to 60 points. With this, the young Filipino ballers ruled Division B with outstanding performances from Nevaya Smith, who scored 21 points, Ava Fajardo with 12 points and 9 assists, Ariel Star Delao with 10 points and 10 rebounds, and Alyssa Palma with 11 rebounds. The Gilas girls are now set to join the Asia's elite teams in Japan, China, New Zealand, and Australia to compete in the FIBA Asia Cup 2025. OPM legend Ogie Alcacid recently dropped his latest extended play or EP, Songs from Home. In an online post, the singer-songwriter acknowledged ABS-CBN Music Creative Director Jonathan Manalo, who produced majority of the cuts, along with composing the song Hoy, Love You. Additionally, he acknowledged Troy Laureta for creating the single and duet versions of Huwag Mo Kong Iwan, as well as DJ MOD for the song ILY. Meanwhile, Ogie Alcacid himself wrote the rest of the songs in his newest EP. And here's a recap of today's headlines.
Here are today's headlines. President Marcos Jr. signs Maharlika Investment Act of 2023, paving way for Philippine economic development. DOH cautions public against circulating false information on diabetes cure. Senator Grace Poe expresses dismay over Vehicle Plates Backlog. LTFRB conducts transport consultation to bus operators. BOC nabs 240 million pesos products replicating various branded goods. Gilas Pilipinas girls qualifies to FIBA Asia Cups 2025. Fair and balanced news, comprehensive reports that will take you to the heart of the action. This is Newsforce.
And those were the top stories of the day. Stay updated on the day's biggest stories and get updates on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Golden Nation Network. I'm Doniza Lopez, and this is Newsforce.